Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your October 2022 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the last half of October, and this reading is for the water sign of our crabs, Cancer. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to be here. Thank you for all of your support for my YouTube channel, your likes, shares, hitting that subscribe button, your donations, feedback, comments, those of you who reach out for personal readings. Always appreciate all that love and support. Thank you so much. Okay, Cancer, this is for you. Last half of October 2022. If your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus sign is in Cancer, it's relevant if you're cross-watching for a Cancerian. It's a general reading, so of course, as many of you know, it'll resonate a little differently for everyone in specific details and intensity, although the fundamental energy always remains the same. If you know any or all of your signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, watch each of those videos as well, because each one can bring in a little additional, perspective and viewpoint that can aid you in your particular situation. And if you find that something does resonate with you, it really hits home with you, and you would like to perhaps take a deeper look at it and reach out for a personal reading or information about that, please feel free to email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link. I would love to hear from you. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I offer quite an array of different readings in all areas of life. And I do readings full-time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent about scheduling people in as quick and timely a fashion as possible. So if that's something you'd be interested in, please email me. Okay, Cancer. Let's see what the last half of October looks like for you. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the Gilded Tarot. Also, we've got Halloween coming up at the end of this time period too, so for those who celebrate, enjoy. Okay, Cancer, we begin with a little inventory. 7 of Coins, taking stock, taking inventory, looking at what you have invested in something, what you've gotten back to show for it, and does it justify continuing your efforts? Should you make some changes? Can you grow it to a 10? Should you harvest what you can and move on? So it's kind of taking a look at things and making decisions based on how you feel about what you've invested versus what you're getting back out. With that 7 of Coins, we have the 4 of Swords. This is typically a card that shows up when somebody is fairly tired, worn out, exhausted, maybe from thinking too much, because Swords is governed by the element of air. That's what these swords are governed by. And so what does air govern? Our intellectual landscape, our thoughts, ideas, truth, knowledge, education, belief systems, ideologies, how we see the world, affects how we communicate, right? So it may be that you're tired of going over and over and over again something, thinking about something, maybe talking about it, You're thinking about, you're thinking about what to do. You're looking at something you've obviously put a fair amount of effort into here, 7 of Coins, and asking yourself, is it justified continuing? Should I put more effort into it to try and grow it? Is that possible? Is it a waste of time? Should I just take what I can and go? And it feels like you're like, oh gosh, I need a break from this. Or it's kind of wearing you out. Next, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Divine timing and orchestration. God, spirit, angels, and guides are over all this, right? Fingerprints are all over this. With the Wheel of Spirit's offering you a choice. With the Wheel of Fortune, we have a choice. 2 of Coins, a crossroads. It might be a practical choice for some of you because it's coins. There's coins here too. Coins or pentacles is governed by the element of earth, which typically governs the practical area of life, like money, finance, property, real estate, assets, job. But it can also represent just the efforts we put into acquiring and maintaining the things in our life that make us feel safe and secure and stable, which can also be long-term relationships. So Spirit is offering a choice here. Now, just because Spirit orchestrates or allows something to come in which gives you an option to choose one of two different paths, doesn't necessarily mean that Spirit supports either or path. It simply represents that they're allowing this so that you can have the choice. It's like the opportunity to choose, that crossroads, is spirit driven or spirit allowed. But the choice, free will, free agency, belongs to you at the end of the day, right? Next we have another two. The Two of Wands, the Two of Fire, the Two of Action. Choices. It's like your sister sign, Scorpio. Very similar energy, although theirs was heavily skewed towards relationships and home and family, or something around that. Okay, with the Two of Wands, Cancer, we have the World, the last major arcana card in the tarot. The first being the Fool, and all the cards between the Fool and the World represent different journeys we take through life, different aspects, different chapters of our life, and we take many different journeys in life, right? Because we're here to grow and learn and evolve. And there's many chapters in our book of life, typically. And that's what each of the whole spread of the tarot represents, different journeys. So the World represents ending. You've come to the end of this particular chapter of your life, and you're graduating and you're moving on. Now, the World can represent an ending where you're either leaving something behind completely because you're graduating, or you're moving on to the next level of something. For example, for relationships, it might be, okay, we've been dating all this time, now you get engaged, right? Either the relationship ends because you kind of reach that point where you're like, okay, are we going to go any further with this? And if not, then that's it, that's done, right? Or you can take it to the next level, which this also represents, right? Because the World represents that this part of the journey is done. This particular chapter is closed. You've reached the top of that mountain that you've been scaling and climbing, right? And now you're looking out at a whole brand new horizon you've never been to before, or never been on before in this way. Different opportunities. So it can mean, it's an ending and a transformation one way or the other. But the choice, and while Spirit is either orchestrating the choice or allowing it, doesn't necessarily mean they approve of this particular path or that particular path, but they're allowing you to have the choice, because making choices and learning and growing is how we evolve. We can't do that if somebody always gives us the answer before we take the test, right? Or what's the point? Again, very similar energy to your sister sign, Scorpio. But I find that often, not always, but often, that signs who share the same element, earth, air, fire, water, the readings usually vary a little bit even within that, but energy again is the same. All right, enough of that. From the bottom of the deck, representing overall energy and focus for the last half of October, Cancer, is the Seven of Wands, defending, protecting that which you have a lot invested in. So somebody doesn't want to let go of something, this thing they've been putting a lot into or have a lot of history with. Let me pull one more. The Six of Wands, victory, triumph, success after a challenge, after a battle. So somebody doesn't want to let go of something they feel they've won, they've achieved, or they've invested a great deal in. That's theirs. All right, let's break it down a little. Clarify that Seven of Wands and Six of Wands. I'm so sorry. I had music playing and all of a sudden it flips to a commercial. How distracting. All right, Seven of Wands and Six of Wands is overall energy. I think I'll turn that down just a tad. Okay. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands. Four of Swords again. So taking time out to rest, recuperate, reflect. And it may be that you're kind of tired of, it's obvious that you've put a lot of energy and effort into something, and it may be that you're asking yourself, should I continue? Should I be content with what it is? Can I grow it to something different? But I'm tired. It's kind of like pushing, striving, hustling, and it just feels like a little bit tired here. But then we have the Empress, which is giving birth to new things, fertility. Some of you might literally be taking time off to give birth, right, to have a baby. It could be that some of you are just, in regards to this issue, this constant striving for something, you're feeling a little bit tired and maybe a bit worn out, and maybe lost your lovely Empress, abundant moxie kind of energy. It feels like you may be asking yourself, okay, what do I want to do here? There's obviously a lot of contemplative, taking a look at what you've been putting into. What do you have to show for it? Is it worth continuing? Should I make change? What do I do here? Feeling kind of tired. Clarify 7 of Coins, the inventory, taking inventory. Death. Yeah, very similar to Scorpio's reading. Very similar to the World. Endings, transformations. So either something comes to a final end, meaning it's like for example, relationships are the easiest analogy. So for example, if it's a relationship and you've come to that crossroads point where you're like, okay, are we going to take this further? Well, if not, then that's it. It's done, and it's probably, you're not going to revisit it again. You're just going to go your separate ways. Or you're going to take it to the next level, like get engaged, maybe get married. And that is completely transformative. You start a whole new chapter of life, a whole new set of chapters of life, which death can represent too, because it represents utter transformation. One way or the other, your life is never going to be the same again. It's like being a parent too, right? Clarify 4 of Swords. Tired, taking a step back to rest, recuperate, figure it out. Two of Swords. We've got 3 twos here. The 2 of Coins or Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the 2 of Swords. Feeling a bit stuck. The Ace of Swords, right? So the Ace of Swords is the epiphany. It's the truth revealed, clarity. You've got your answer. You figured it out, right? The light bulb going off over your head. And the 2 of Swords, you're like, I don't know. I feel stuck. Which way is the right way? Or there's a reluctance or a resistance to look at something directly, because if you did, then you would have to make a choice, and maybe you're afraid of what that choice might need to be. Right? Like if this relationship cannot improve, or if this situation or this job or whatever, this business cannot improve, then either I find a way to live in acceptance of it, or I have to move on. And maybe that's a little too much for you to look at right now. Clarify or there's just kind of a sense of not knowing. Or the Ace of Wands and the 2 of Swords can represent that also the truth is right in front of your face, or the answer is right in front of your face, but you're not ready to look at it yet for whatever reason. And maybe that some of you have an intuitive sense that something needs to end, but that ending would be difficult. And so for the time being, you're not really looking at it. It's the 800-pound pink gorilla in the living room that you've draped a blanket over, right? Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Coins. I mean, whatever the choice or option, the options, the opportunity, the choices, the paths here, Spirit is allowing this to be there so you can choose, but they're not, I don't know. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. The Fool. The 9 of Cups. Some pretty major arcana cards here. The Fool, stepping off the beaten path, exploring the unknown, doing something risky, taking a leap of faith. A whole new journey begins, which of course we know from the World. The Fool is the first card, the World is the last card. The 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. This is Spirit kind of saying, look, this is what you said you wanted. You said this was your everything, so here it is. Are you going to take it or not? Always cautionary undertones with the 9 of Cups. Be careful what you wish for. You might get it and discover it's not everything you thought it was going to be. Or it might be. Two of Coins. Huh. Seven of Coins. Again, this is like taking a step back to rest, recuperate. Let's pull another one. We already have that. Seven of Cups, looking at all the options, maybe only the best options. You got to exercise some practical energy in here too in making decisions. The Ace of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Tower. These are the same cards that Scorpio got as well. New beginnings. Pretty exciting. Four of Wands, happy home, marriage, childbirth. I mean, it's unexpected blessings, happy surprises. The Tower, completely new journey beginning, because the Tower comes crumbling down. Again, it can represent a couple of different things. I mean, the Tower can represent losing something. The Tower can represent an ending in a challenging way. But it's meant to. It's divine timing and orchestration. Something in it wasn't stable. And so Spirit's like, nope, that is done. So again, like the World, it can represent, I mean, technically it could represent winning the lottery too. I've never quite experienced it that way, but technically it could. Like the World, one way or the other, you're not going to be the same after this. Pretty powerful period of time. Although how it plays out is probably going to continue into the next month. This is like the decision-making energy. I'm not quite sure. Spirit, okay, this is what you said you wanted. Here it is. And so now you're looking at it going, okay, yeah. Is that really my Nine of Cups? Is that really what I wanted? Okay, now that it's here and I know that moving forward is going to change, is that really? Clarify Two of Wands. The Wheel of Fortune again. Wheel of Fortune with the Wheel of Fortune in this reading. That's kind of... the Wheel of Fortune with the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like us saying, okay, God, did you? And God says, well, yeah, you want me to say it again? Here. Right? Yeah, the choice is yours. They're allowing you to have the opportunity to choose. That's their doing. But the choice is yours. Judgment, major life-changing decisions. It's almost exactly like Scorpio's. Seven of Wands, defending, holding on, letting go. Again, that's the choice, the decision. The World, or moving on to the next level, or just moving on to a whole new landscape entirely. It's not entirely clear to me. I mean, Scorpio's was heavily skewed towards relationship and marriage or home and family, even house property. It might be that for you as well. The fundamentals are that there is an opportunity and a choice in front of you. Whatever you decide about it, your life's not going to be the same again. It's going to have that big of an impact on you. Whether it's relationship or home and family, there is some indication here it might be. But that can mean a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean like love, romance, relationship, marriage. It could be about your home, the property. Could be about having a great big huge party with friends and family, or a family reunion or something. I mean, that you could be kind of mulling this over and like, I'm not sure. And significant decisions though, the World. I feel like, oh yeah, Knight of Wands, Eight of Wands, moving forward so quickly and so powerfully and assertively. The Three of Cups, parties, social energy, kindred spirits, your social connections in your community. It feels like you're probably leaning towards doing the thing, rather than saying, no, this isn't for me, and retreating. Some of you may, probably, because it's a general reading, there's so many of you watching. But it feels like a lot of you are kind of, maybe there's not a decision made here yet at the end of the month. Cancer, but it looks like you're leaning towards moving on to the next level, doing the thing. All right, final guidance, messages, and advice. Six of Wands, which we had as the overall energy. This is moving forward. Success, victory, triumph, recognition, achievement. We've got a King of Wands here, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. It might be another person who's relevant here, or just your energy, fire energy. I know what I want, I'm going for it, boom. Two of Cups, making that decision, knowing what decision just making a decision and moving forward on it. Oh, Two of Cups, soulmate, kindred spirits, a partnership. Partnership is relevant here as well. It might be romantic, it might be a different kind of partnership, likely with that King of Wands. Page of Cups, Knight of Coins, and the Sun. Yeah, it looks like you move towards this opportunity, this relationship, whatever it is. That's the answer you give, but step by step, right? Maybe slow down, slow the roll just a little bit, step by step. And the Sun, light, love, warmth, laughter, illumination. It's beautiful energy, but quite profound. Oh, look what's at the bottom of that deck from clarifying was the World too. I feel like whatever the thing is, the option, the crossroads that you're at, Cancer, just like with your sister sign Scorpio, again, your life's not going to be the same one way or the other. It's going to profoundly change. We're kind of meant to from time to time, you know. Okay, Cancer, those are your messages for the second half, the last 2 weeks of October 2022. Again, if this really hit home with you, it resonated with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading or information about that for yourself or as a gift for someone else, feel free to email me directly, Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you and to work with you. You can also get that contact info by clicking the description link. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the November, I can't believe the year's almost over, the November general readings. Until then, stay well, stay safe. I hope you come back here again soon. Bye-bye.